They are among our most vulnerable, the elderly, who can no longer care for themselves. After a lifetime of working hard, many now depend on nursing homes.
And that's why our Target 8 team has been showing you how you can find the highest and lowest rated homes in West Michigan.
Tonight, Target 8 investigator Ken Kolker reveals his findings about one of the homes at the bottom of the heap, cited by the state for putting its residents at risk. Ken.
Yeah, Brian and Sue, state inspectors say at one point, all 111 residents at Providence Christian Healthcare and Rehab Center in Zeeland were at immediate risk of being harmed. Put at risk late last year, the state said, by a nursing home that failed to investigate and report the alleged mistreatment of residents by two nurses' aides.
I have never done anything wrong. Anything wrong with anybody.
Do you think you should have been accused of what you were accused of?
No.
No?
No.
So you didn't do anything wrong?
I didn't do anything wrong.
Can you,
It's false allegation everywhere.
Solomon Muleta has been a state-certified nurse's aide since 2010, was working last year at Providence, one of just 5 homes in Kent and Ottawa counties rated as much below average in health inspections on Medicare.gov. It's also the only one of those 5 with a much below average overall rating. Are you Solomon?
I'm Solomon.
I'm a reporter from Wood TV.
Be careful, sir.
In a state report, he has identified only a certified nurse aide D, an aide who the report says for months last year jeopardized the very well-being of everybody living at Providence. The state report said he was so rough with patients that he left one with a broken leg, caused skin tears on others, and left some residents in fear. Were you rough with the patients?
I have never been rough, and it's not my nature to be rough.
The state cited the home for failing to prevent abuse, failing to investigate allegations of abuse, and failing to investigate unexplained injuries, placing all 111 residents at quote-unquote high risk for physical harm and/or injury. Providence fired Muleta in November, 4 months after the first complaints, but only after an anonymous tip led the state to investigate. However, Target 8 has learned that despite the allegations, the firing, and the low rating for the home, a follow-up investigation by the state found Muleta should not lose his nurse aide certification, that there was no proof of abuse. Yeah, why do you think there were these false allegations?
I have no idea without it. I have no idea.
Then there was Jamie Bray, identified in state reports only as certified nurse aide number 13, who allegedly got angry with a combative patient and knelt on top of him, which the state called unreported patient abuse. But what she allegedly said raised even more concern, quote-unquote, when it comes to black people, if they bruise, you can't see it, reportedly overheard by 2 other aides in the room. Then, under her breath, according to one of those aides, stupid N-word. Providence fired Bray, but nursing home officials told the state they did not report her as required because the statements caused the patient no harm. Even if he had heard it, they said, he couldn't process it. He has dementia. Target 8 caught up with the accused aide who denied everything. They claim that you said, don't worry, he won't bruise because he's black. That didn't happen?
Of course not.
Okay, and they also say you called him a stupid N-word.
Yeah, that definitely didn't happen either. And they try to say that I put my knee on his chest and all this stuff also, and that never happened.
2 nurses' aides who still work there spoke with Target 8, one on camera, but only if they were not identified.
I don't trust the place. And that's what I have a really, really hard time about that.
Both blame management.
It's not about anybody else with the residents. It's about taking care of them, and that's why we're here. That's what it's all about, and it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel like that anymore.
Muleta now works for Grace of Douglas Nursing Home in Douglas, while Bray is at Spectrum Health Rehab and Nursing Center on Fuller in Grand Rapids. Now, Spectrum officials would not comment on her specifically, but said they would not have hired someone knowing they had that kind of history. State officials tell us they are taking steps to keep Bray from working as a nurse aide, though she could fight that. As for Providence, it says it has already dealt with the violations uncovered last year, has been in compliance since then, and investigates allegations of abuse immediately. You can find the home's entire statement online at woodtv.com. I'm Target 8 investigator Ken Kolker.